I'm David Michaels, and this is PEP Talk. And welcome to DetroitNet.org, and I'm here with Dave Phillips, who is one of the founders.
DetroitNet has always kind of billed itself as the anti-group. We're a group that is only IT, information technology professionals, and all Metro Detroit, so Southeast Michigan. We started in 2001. To be candid, mostly because we didn't like any of the other networking groups out there, and so we said we can do this better.
Okay.
And apparently we were right, because here we are, in 2012, we've got over 3,200 members in our LinkedIn group. We get about 1,300 unique users a day on our site.
Right.
And we've helped more than 350 people find jobs, which is great. Stereotypically, this is hard for geeks to do. I'm sure people can hear the noise in the background.
Right.
Getting out, being social, networking is the antithesis of the city.
What they do.
I want to lock myself in the basement and write code and do my thing.
Right.
This is really hard for people to do, and so part of what we've done is try to help them get comfortable in this environment and be okay with getting out and talking to people.
Right. Well, and you know what? That's great. Right there, you're giving back to people, just trying to get them out and trying to get them networked with other people and having really, from what I could read on the internet, a very simple system, which is no cost, right? Free beer? No, not free beer.
We're not quite that nice.
You're not that. But there's no charge to go to the meeting.
All of our events are free.
Right.
We don't make a dime off this, and so we do get asked. What do we get out of this? And what I get out of this is, so we've got 200 recruiters in our group. There are 60 or 70 that are active.
Right.
There are maybe 20 or 30 that are very active. There are 5 or 6 that I've formed a really good, close friendship with over the course of the past few years, and I know that if I needed a job tomorrow, they would make that happen. That's what I get out of this.
And that's what's good about teaching the other people in your group of how to build that network, so that if they find themselves in the same situation.
You have to give to get. That's the most important thing.
Well, give to get unconditionally, right? Because if you have an agenda,
you can't expect it to come back at all.
Why don't you tell the audience here what the mantra is about with DetroitNet?
Well, we have several. One is networking Detroit one beer at a time, which is sort of the core of what we do.
Okay.
And then
which is hilarious.
Right.
But I love that.
It's what we are.
And you know what? That right there is an icebreaker. That helps to get everybody comfortable, don't you think? Okay.
And then our blog that we've become somewhat infamous for is our Don't Be That Guy entries. And so what we've done is we've got a series of, I think we're up over 70 now, different unique entries that try to teach people how not to be, quote unquote, that guy.
Right.
Don't be drunk guy at a networking event, how to not have a bad resume, how to not have a bad experience at a networking event.
So how are you going to have a conversation? Your core is...
Yeah, I mean, the core is, how am I going to work with somebody that I can't sit down and have a casual conversation with over a beer or a drink or even a soda?
So it's about creating a relationship.
Absolutely.
You want to be able to create that relationship so you feel comfortable referring them, because your neck is on the line when you give that person's name out to somebody. Wouldn't you say that's correct?
Oh, absolutely. We tell the same thing to job seekers, recruiters, or anybody just looking to build their network at all. You will get more out of a 2-minute conversation like this at one of these events than you will out of an entire week or two blasting out hundreds of emails or combing through a resume database or anything like that, because this is where you're going to get not the suit and tie.
Right?
Well, it's not the suit and tie, prim and proper.
Yeah.
Here's who I'm pretending to be during an interview.
Right.
It's this is the real me and who you're going to see every day.
And then do you encourage them then to take the next step and then go and meet those people?
Oh, absolutely.
Afterward. Because again, if you're talking about an $80,000 job or you're talking about referring them, you want to know that
how it goes. Well, and more to the point, I mean, it's like anything else.
Like impromptu interview.
It's a conversion funnel more than anything else. I mean, so there's the website, there's the LinkedIn group, our Twitter feed.
Right.
Those are touch points to get yourself into that funnel. Then you come to an event and you get one step further down the funnel, because now you're making a personal connection with either someone you can hire or someone who can get you that next job. And then it's what happens after this event. So we tell people, don't bring resumes here. Bring a card,
Bring
even
a
if you
card,
make
yeah.
it yourself. Because the whole point is have that 2-minute conversation here, not a half an hour, but then follow up the next day, and that's where the important things will happen.
And you can also see where the chips fall from
Exactly.
that thing, if it was really just a...
And if it's worth following up on.
Okay, you have to qualify and quantify what you...
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the two types of events we do, we have our casual networking events, which is what we have going on here this evening, which are really focused on just that, improving networking, and just having people meet people and getting to know people in and around the industry. Then we have our pink slip party events, which are insane at this point. So I mean, here we'll probably have 100, maybe 120 people that show up. Our pink slip party events get as high as 700 to 800 people. And those are much more job focused. You know, we get 80, 90, 100 recruiters that are all wearing badges that we provide for them.
Is this like a trade show, would you say, or?
No, it's the opposite of every trade show, job fair, whatever you've ever gone to, because it's one of these, just bigger and with a little bit more organization to help calm the madness.
Okay.
But it's still about networking and walking around and talking to people. It's easier to identify the recruiters because that's what it's about.
Can you post positions?
Absolutely.
How can we get? I'm a small business. How do I get my information out to you so that there's maybe opportunities for your group?
People can absolutely always use the Contact Us form on our website. Drop us an email. More than happy to help out directly. Our LinkedIn group is probably our primary method of communication in that manner.
Okay.
There's a jobs tab in there. People can post jobs, but our discussion forum is also always full of I'm looking for, I need, that kind of stuff. And then once a week we do an email blast out to all of our LinkedIn members that have all of the jobs and key discussions going on. So I mean, like I said, it's 3,200 people. They're all IT. They're all Southeast Michigan. Everything from help desk jockeys to developers to CIOs and CTOs that get those emails and read them.
And even a part-time job where a small company such as mine is just looking for someone to help.
There's a lot more people that are looking for that kind of thing as well, because there are a lot of people that have decided, you know what, maybe a traditional 9-to-5 isn't for me. And so I want to do a 1099 gig. I want to do 2 days here, 2 days here, and then have 1 day off. And so, they're looking to do that independent consultant route. In fact, the dynamic of our group has really started to grow in that direction, and now they're coming back and looking to hire their first person to help them with their company.
In this day and age, in this economy, this is sort of how you get your feet back wet, because if you've been let go at a job, a lot of people are depressed, or they get, and then they get back into their cocoon, and they don't want to get out, and everything here helps them break through that, right? Okay.
Well, and that's the point. It's a room full of people that have either been through that, are going through that right now, or at least know what it's like, and can help guide you through it.
Okay. Literally everything that you're saying is all, to me, a pep talk, for the people that we're out there trying to reach, to say, keep plugging away, keep putting one foot in front of the other.
But do it smartly and intelligently.
Yes.
The old ways of, blasting out 500 resumes and somebody's going to call you in an hour for a job, those are gone. And so it really is, it's a cliche for a reason that it's not what you know, it's who you know.
And how well you know them.
Exactly, and that's why we always tell people, you'll get, that 2-minute conversation that you have at one of these will get you so much further than, that 500 emails a week or anything like that, and that's what it's there for. So, it's really that mental block of making sure you're keeping up with the times and changing, the way that you approach things. And a lot of the traditional markets are not necessarily as lucrative as they once were. Especially in this area, automotive.
Right.
That's not necessarily the career path that people once had available to them. So maybe it is the insurance industry. Maybe it's a lot of these startups that are out there.
Even like the film industry, where it was all great gangbusters, and then all of a sudden it just fizzled because of
it was a spike for a year and a half, and then
And that what a great field for all of the creative IT people to get into, and then gone.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I guess that's really where this question is headed. Is that what's the future look like? You have
honestly, it's getting so much better, and here's why I know this.
Okay.
So we started our pink slip parties 3 years ago because job seekers were begging us to get FaceTime with recruiters because they knew we knew recruiters, and so we started those pink slip parties to help them do that.
Okay.
It is now 180 degrees the opposite. Now I have a room full of recruiters here that are dying for qualified candidates.
Wonderful.
So the market really has turned around. It's it's not what it was in 1999, but it's also not what it was in 2006 either.
Okay.
So I mean, it is bill rates are coming back up, salaries are coming back up, and more to the point, the time to hire is really dropping. A year ago, companies were taking 6 months and interviewing 200 people for an analyst job. Now they know they've got maybe a week and 3 people, and they better be done.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yep.
That's wonderful.
I'm Dave Phillips. This is your Pep Talk.